Live from Baumhower's Victory Grille in Tuscaloosa, welcome to Hey Coach on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Hey Coach is presented by Alfa Insurance. You do your thing. We've got you covered. Hey Coach is also brought to you by Everwood, the official treated lumber of Alabama athletics. Ford, get the job done right in a Ford F-150, the smartest F-150 ever. Raise your game and visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Toyota, visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy, and buy. McMurray Van, rent local with McMurray Van and Car Rental. We offer the perfect vehicle for any need. Proudly serving Alabama. Visit us today for a hassle-free rental experience. Now, live from Baumhower's Victory Grille in Tuscaloosa, this is Hey Coach.
Roll Tide, and welcome to Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Auto, home, life, business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. Well, again, everybody, this is Roger Hoover in for Chris Stewart tonight. Glad to be with you at Baumhower's in Tuscaloosa. Great to have you with us for Hey Coach. Roll Tide, everyone. There we go. As we start the show tonight, we first of all have to salute the Alabama men's basketball team. Last Thursday, it was Alabama posting an impressive win against BYU in the Sweet 16 to advance to the program's second straight and third ever Elite Eight appearance. While it was tough to see the season come to an end with a loss on Saturday to Duke in the Elite Eight, we're very appreciative of the hard work from head coach Nate Oates, his staff, all the Crimson Tide players for another memorable March Madness run as Alabama continues to become one of the most consistent programs in all of college basketball. Later on in the show, we'll recap the season with our color analyst and Crimson Tide legend, Bryan Passink. First up on the show this evening, we'll be talking gymnastics. Alabama Gymnastics preparing for the NCAA Tuscaloosa Regional that begins coming up later this week at Coleman Coliseum. We'll discuss this season plus the strong showing at the SEC Championships with head coach Ashley Johnston here at Baumhower's. Plus, we'll be joined by Alabama gymnast Rachel Rybicki and Jamison Sears. Both of those young ladies have joined us earlier this season on Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. It's our live streaming talk show each and every Thursday afternoon on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN, 2 p.m. Central. Make sure you join us coming for Kylie Kwame, also joining us on Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. Want to remind you as well to keep up with everything Alabama with the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app presented by Cadence Bank. It's available at the App Store and Google Play. Download the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app now for free. You're listening to Hey Coach from Baumhower's Victory Grille, the official watch party location of the Crimson Tide. Ashley Johnston joins us next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Don't let pests invade your home this season. Give them the full court press by calling Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and Centricron termite control system protect your home from unwanted pests and are backed by a 110% guarantee. Nobody is more thorough, courteous, or on time, except maybe me, Mark Sears. Trust Cook's Pest Control, the South's most trusted name in pest control for over 90 years.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations. You could say we know a thing or two about tradition. We've been family, community, and financially strong since we began in 1906. Being a team player is part of our culture. That's why at CB&S Bank, we're proud to sponsor the University of Alabama Athletics and prouder to take the field or court with you. Visit cbsbank.com today. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
The Alabama Education Association is the member-driven voice of Alabama's education employees. AEA members are teachers, education support professionals, administrators, professors, future teachers, and education retirees. Joining the Alabama Education Association has never been easier. Use their new online membership for a fast, safe, and secure way to join today. Visit myaea.org to learn more.
Hey there, Bob Baumhower again, and it's time to hoop it up at Baumhower's Victory Grill with our Slam Dunk specials. It's nothing but net with a pound of our world-famous wings. Tip it off with our party-ready trays, including traditional wings, buttermilk fried chicken tenders, and hot lips, to name a few. Want a cold beer with those wings? How about $7.99 pitchers of Yingling served all day, 7 days a week? Break out those brackets and bring the gang to the best watch party place in town, Baumhower's Victory Grill, the true king of wings.
Welcome back, everyone, to Baumhower's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa. This segment of Hey Coach is presented by Coca-Cola's Zero Sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and irresistibly tasty. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Welcome back to Hey Coach. This is Roger Hoover. Now, please be joined by the head coach of the Alabama Gymnastics team, Ashley Johnston. Roll Tide, Coach.
Roll Tide. Happy to be here.
Happy to be here with you as we're getting ready for the calendar to go from March to April, and that means it's time for the NCAA Regional.
Gosh, I just can't believe it. I feel like it was just yesterday. We were talking about kicking off the season. We were looking at a home schedule that was going to be stacked and a away schedule that was going to be stacked, and it definitely lived up to that, that's for sure. But we're really excited about where we're at. I think we're peaking at a really amazing time. Just came off of a great showing at SECs where this team really dug in and made a really strong statement that they truly are one of the best teams in the country. And so it's a great confidence builder as we go into what is always an intense week. But we don't want to make it more than it is. It's a regional championship, but it's just another opportunity to step into it, give it our best, and let the chips fall where they're going to fall.
We're excited for what's coming up later this week. And again, this has been such a long process trying to build. What was the focus for your group in the fall getting ready for this season?
You know, all fall long, we really looked at our culture, and we really looked at what were the critical difference makers that were going to help us have an edge. And in the moments that it mattered the most, where it was intensity or pressure or found yourself in a hard place, we wanted to make sure that our culture was in a place where it would be our performance enhancer. And I'm so thankful that we have a group that really dug into that and did the hard work along the way, because that's exactly where we found ourselves. We found ourselves having, you know, some really strong highlight moments throughout the season, but we also found ourselves having some really tough moments, moments where we had a young group that was learning and trying to figure out how to overcome some really difficult situations and environments. And I truly believe it was because of our culture that we were able to battle through those things, and we were able to fight and be gritty and just ignite that fire from within, that nothing was going to stop them. And there's not a lot of people that can do that. You know, there's a lot of haters, there's a lot of outside noise, there's a lot of people with opinions about how you should do things, how you should be able to rise in those pressure moments. And I don't know how many people have tried to balance on a 4-inch beam, but it's really tough to do when you have 15,000 people watching, let alone a whole world of expectation and fans that want to see you succeed in those moments. And our team wants that more than anybody that has an opinion. And so we kind of hit a point in the season where they were sort of like, enough is enough. And we're going to decide that we're not going to pay attention to those things. We're truly just looking at what can our group control? How do we just put our head down, work, do the tough stuff to figure out how to overcome those things. And I just think it says a lot about their character, their commitment to excellence, and how they connected as a group and really used their culture as a performance enhancer.
Just building momentum all throughout the season. You mentioned the balance beam, just gaining consistency there. How important has that been for your team?
Consistency across all events is such a critical part of it. In basketball, you've got free throws, and that's always that pressure cooker moment, right? Where you got to make the shot. But the difference in gymnastics is that if you miss it, you lose points, right? In another sport, you're just gaining points, or it's neutral. In gymnastics, you're actually losing points if you're not able to step up in some of those pressure-filled moments. And so we train for that all the time. We mimic scenarios. We look at how do we build consistency, how do we build scoring potential, and how are we going to be adaptable so that no matter what situation we find ourselves, our team is ready to step in and thrive. We had a young team to start this season, and so you don't gain experience to become clutch until you're thrown into the toughest of environments and you figure out how to be clutch. And it's been really cool to see breakthrough after breakthrough from freshmen, sophomore, junior, seniors, and super seniors. I just, as we talk amongst our group, I think every single athlete has said, I have never learned as much as I've learned this year. And as a coach, that's so cool because, yes, we're training them to win championships during their 4 years here, but we're also training them to be champions of life and how to carry those real-life tools outside of the sport. And, again, I'm just really proud of how they've dug in, fought, done the hard work to really put themselves in an exciting position in where we're at right now.
And especially for this freshman class, I remember talking to you getting ready for the North Carolina meet to begin the season. You were so excited to see them debut, get their first taste of college gymnastics. Where is that group now as you get ready for the postseason?
Yeah, I feel like our freshman group are veterans now. Again, I think they have been thrown into a lot of situations that they never saw coming. And I think back to one specific example, Kylie Kwame on our team. I think we were competing at Kentucky maybe, and I remember her looking at me and she was like, I've never been this nervous. And I thought it was so cool and just spoke volumes about her trust with us as her coaches, her trust within our team to be able to be vulnerable and authentic of like, wow, this is different than what I'm used to. And she's right. It is different than what you're used to as a gymnast coming up in more of an individual-based sport. And then you join a team, not just any old team, but Alabama, who has such a rich history and a legacy of excellence. And you've got to learn how to put those things aside and just focus on what you do best, which is staying in the process. It's one more beam routine. They've been doing this stuff since they were 3 years old. And it's all about managing your mind at a high level so that your body can just be free to do its thing.
We're excited to see what's ahead for Alabama gymnastics. We'll continue our conversation with Coach Johnston coming up in just a few moments. We're live with you tonight from Baumhower's Victory Grill. I invite you all to hoop it up at Baumhower's with great slam dunk specials such as their fresh, never frozen, award-winning traditional buffalo wings, tasty Bam Bam shrimp, and more. Specials start at only $7.99. That's only available at Baumhower's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food. We'll continue with more Hey Coach next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Domino's delivers game day across Tuscaloosa and the surrounding area. Locally owned in Tuscaloosa for 30-plus years, the team at Domino's is proud to be a supporter of Alabama basketball and athletics across the capstone. Domino's would like to thank our customers for supporting our local business for over 30 years. Make Domino's your choice on game days year-round. Domino's is proud to deliver your Alabama Crimson Tide game days anytime. Just visit RollDomino's.com. Thanks for your business and Roll Tide.
You can find all Crimson Tide Sports Network video content online on the CTSN YouTube page. It's the home of the live courtside cam, episodes of Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR. Our YouTube shorts will deliver thrilling Alabama radio highlights, plus interview clips from Alabama student athletes and coaches that you can't miss. Subscribe to the Crimson Tide Sports Network on YouTube for the very latest on the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Get ready to rev up your engines and feel the excitement at Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac. We've got the perfect ride to match your style and adventure. Visit us at our showroom at Skyland Boulevard and let our friendly team help you find the vehicle of your dreams. Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac, where hometown pride and unbeatable deals collide. Drive with passion with Barkley. Visit us today or check us out online at barclaygmc.com.
Barkley makes it easy.
Hey, Bama fans. Tuscaloosa Drug Company is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide Athletics. We've been serving our community and the University Athletic Department for over a decade. There are 3 locations in the Tuscaloosa and Northport area to serve you. We understand the importance of prompt and efficient service. That's why we strive to provide service that you can rely on, where we know you by name. The next time you have a medication need, call who the Tide calls. Tuscaloosa Drug.
Each Monday night, join us for Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Live at 6 p.m. Central from Baumhower's Victory Grille in Tuscaloosa. We'll talk Alabama athletics with Tide coaches and players, plus take your calls. Hey Coach is available to listen to across our radio network, the Varsity Network app, as well as a video stream on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN. Hey Coach, Mondays at 6 p.m. on the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
Looking to make a statement? Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa is more than fast and more than signs. With our incredible range of signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement with Fast Signs. Stop in today or visit fastsigns.com, a proud partner of Alabama Athletics. Let's create something amazing together.
Welcome back to Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Roger Hoover and Ashley Johnston with you, the head gymnastics coach here at the University of Alabama. So we get ready for regionals coming up later this week. First of all, Coach, let's take a look back to the SEC Championships. What made that a solid Saturday in Birmingham?
You know, I think what made it so solid was that our team literally ignored every other team in the room. And I mean that in the best way. We just went in focusing on how can we make a statement? How can we transfer what we've been doing in practice onto the competition floor? And that was just by not paying attention to anything else going on in the building and just going in there, making a statement, having strong energy, strong performances, building momentum, and really focusing on whether it was an individual performance or the team connection on the outside in the corral. We wanted to keep leveling up routine by routine, just continue to build momentum, and they carried that through the entire meet, had incredible focused endurance in bringing just high energy, and just really proud of how they were able to make a statement, prove that they're so talented, they're one of the best teams, and they just needed a little bit more time to kind of put those pieces together.
How do you continue that momentum now getting ready for NCAA regionals? Again, just focusing on Alabama, I believe, is where it has to start for your group.
It absolutely does. We can't treat this meet like it's anything different. It has a different name to it, but every single meet so far, we have battled with the top teams in the country. And so this is no different. The only difference for us is that we have so much more experience in being able to actually win that battle. And I really do believe in the tools and the skills and the prep that this team has done. They've done the work to be able to handle any and all environments. They've really refined their mental performance plan, meaning how are they able to bring their A game in the toughest of environments, adapt and conquer. And so they've done the work. It hasn't been an easy process, but I think they're one of the most prepared teams because they've had to go through the hardest challenges along the way.
So it is certainly a challenge anytime you get to the postseason. What's the format going to be coming up for our fans that are coming in these next few days?
Yeah, so we start with a round of 36. So that happens on Thursday. So there's going to be a play-in round. It's round one. And so anybody that's here, I'd encourage you to go out there and watch on Thursday. We will actually get a bye from that competition. We're very thankful for that. But it's still going to be two great teams that are matching up. So I encourage you to go out and watch. And then we'll start our competition Friday at 1 o'clock. So I'm inviting everybody to come to Coleman Coliseum Friday at 1 o'clock. Students are going to get in free. Great opportunity. There's no classes that day, so why not, you know? And so Friday at 1 o'clock, that's where the round of 32 happens. So we'll have a competition with 4 teams, and we get kind of an opportunity for revenge. We have UNC, we have Iowa, and we have Cal. And so we have faced each of them at some point during our season, and so we're excited to get to go head-to-head with them again. And then there's a night session with another 4 teams, and they're another strong competition. So again, I encourage you to come on out for both competitions. It's going to be a great meet. And then from that point, you're trying to win or be in the top 2. And those top 2 teams qualify on to Sunday's competition, which is like the Sweet 16. And Sunday's competition, Sweet 16, you want to qualify in the top 2 from there to make it on to Elite 8, which will be in Fort Worth in a couple weeks.
Certainly look forward to all of that coming up for Alabama Gymnastics. Again, the home atmosphere is so critical. How much of an advantage is it to be able to host a regional setting like this?
Oh, it's incredible for us to be able to host. You know, it's really just being able to take our our familiar approach. It's our home arena. We know the equipment. We know the sights and sounds. We know the fans. We know the intros. So much of that is familiar to us. It's what we've been practicing all year long. And so it allows us to just really stay present. We don't have to adjust to as many variables that we would have to at an away meet. We know the crowd is in our favor. And so that's exciting for us. It's just an opportunity to show up, make our community proud, compete big, and just give it our best.
We'll continue visiting with Coach Johnston and a few members of the Alabama Gymnastics team coming up in just a moment. But first, if you want to join us on the show this evening, just give us a call on the McCurry Van and Car Rental Hotline at 877-202-BAMA. Rent local with McCurry Van and Car Rental. We offer the perfect vehicle for any need. Proudly serving Alabama. Visit us today for a hassle-free rental experience. Also, before we step aside in this segment, I want to salute the Everwood Performance of the Week that goes to the Alabama softball team, securing its first Southeastern Conference Series win of the season with an 8-5 Game 3 win over Georgia on Sunday afternoon at Rhodes Stadium. That is the Everwood Performance of the Week. Everwood would treated right. When we come back, Coach Johnston will be joined on stage by Alabama Gymnastics' Rachel Rybicki. We'll talk about what's coming up for the Crimson Tide in just a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Being a Chevron car these days has been quite the adventure. Miami to Seattle, ocean to ocean. I've stopped at so many states and collected so many bumper stickers. Sometimes I feel like a moving passport book. It's just so great what I can do with Chevron with Techron, because it gives me unbeatable mileage and keeps my engine clean. Plus, there are so many Chevrons along the way. Now the only thing I'm worried about is where to go next and where to put all my new bumper stickers. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
If you're looking for the best selection in Crimson Tide apparel, look no further than the Soup Store. The Soup Store is every Bama fan's ultimate destination for the hottest gear and accessories, with 3 great locations around campus to serve you: in Tuscaloosa on campus at the University Student Center, on the Strip in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium, and on Bryan Drive. If you can't get to Tuscaloosa, shop the Soup Store online at soupstore.ua.edu. The Soup Store is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics.
Coleman Coliseum gives the Tide a big home court advantage. When it comes to your home, count on Tri-Green Equipment to give you a big tried-and-true advantage with our lineup of John Deere equipment. From riding mowers, compact utility tractors, gators, to large agricultural equipment, they've got serious game. Plus, the tried-and-true Tri-Green team is always there when you need an assist. Stop by one of our locations or visit TriGreenEquipment.com. Proud sponsors of Alabama Crimson Tide basketball.
This segment of Hey Coach is presented by Homewood Suites by Hilton in downtown Tuscaloosa. Make yourself at home, stay in comfort, and enjoy the great options of the on-site 205 bar and restaurant. Homewood Suites by Hilton in Tuscaloosa, proud preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide. Welcome back to Baumhower's as we're talking Alabama Gymnastics. I'm Roger Hoover, of course, joined once again by Coach Johnston. And Coach, I will let you introduce our next guest.
Oh, goodness. How exciting. All right. I've got Rachel Rybicki here from the Midwest, from Michigan. But, you know, what I really want to highlight about Rach is that you always want to find an athlete who's really excellent at one of the areas of being a student athlete, right? Like academics, gymnastics, leadership, community investment. And Rachel is amazing at all those things. And it's really hard to do that. There's such limited time. You're spread so thin between all the different responsibilities. And Rach is a 4.0 student. She has logged more hours of community service giving back to schools, to kids that are in need. She's a rock star in the gym, steadily competing for us on 2 events, and is an amazing leader on our team. And I just want to highlight the fact that that is so hard to do, any one of those things, let alone all of those things. I just think the world of you, Rach, and I know our fans have loved getting to know Rach and just excited to be here to talk more.
Absolutely. Let's give a round of applause. Rachel Rybicki again joining us on stage. And Rachel, it's great to see you. We've talked before. You joined us on Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR, a few weeks ago for an interview. And we talked about you were here for Bama Bound, and you get a call from your new head coach, Ashley Johnston. And you told me that, quote, we're juniors together now in this season. How would you describe how the last 3 years have gone getting to compete for this lady right here?
It's been amazing getting to compete and learn from Ashley. You know, she's been an amazing leader and somebody that we all look up to in the gym. So it was new for both of us in a very different way, but we both came into Alabama at the same time. And so sometimes we joke, you know, we're sophomores or we're juniors together, but she's just been somebody that I think all the girls look up to. And we've been able to grow and get closer and just form a good team connection as the years go on. And we're continuing to work on that and just grow as a team and as a whole unit.
That's certainly great to see. And for you, how have you seen, Rachel, this team get better and get more consistent as the year has gone along?
This year has been, honestly, I think Ashley said it earlier, but a year where we've all learned so much. And, you know, we have a young team, and that's something that can be very powerful, and it has been very powerful for us. And we were faced with challenges in the beginning of the year, but instead of letting that stop us, we found what we could learn from it and use that to move on and get better. And I think that's something that makes our team so resilient and just so gritty, because it would have been easy for us to just give up and give in and not keep going. You know, we had tough moments, but we fought through them. We learned from them. And I think that makes us one of the most resilient teams in this country. And we're going to be able to handle anything that's thrown at us now. And I would almost rather go into postseason knowing that we can handle adversity instead of facing it for the first time in postseason and not knowing what to do with it.
Coach, that has to make you extremely proud.
It really does. Again, like, do you hear these words? Like, I mean, this is a junior in college, right? Like, there's so many people out there that are struggling to learn this lesson, that life is not going to be easy. It's not going to be smooth, you know? And this is a team that is aware of that, acknowledges it, and has been faced just obstacle after obstacle, whether it's injuries, whether it's a loss, whether it's just personal disappointment, team expectation, just a lot of different lessons along the way. And they just kind of look at it in space, and it's like, I'll figure that out too. Mm-hmm. And I just think it says so much about, I mean, the leadership, the culture, like what they're building together. It really is their superpower, but that hasn't been an easy lesson. They've had to work at it, but it's turned out to be, I think, their greatest weapon going into some really fierce competition now.
And Coach, as well with that, how have you seen Rachel be a great teammate this season?
I think it goes hand in hand. I think leadership, it's leading from behind, right? Like, I think Rach she's actually always been somebody as a freshman even who would step up into a team huddle. And I remember being kind of taken aback, like, holy cow. Like, this was somebody that was willing to step into a space that can be kind of overwhelming at first when you have a lot of seasoned veterans. We had Makari, Louisa, Ella, all these people that were lights out performers. And we have this young freshman who came in and was like, I got an idea. And I think that's just so powerful. And she has continued to grow in that and being able to lead from that space, but also leading from behind, being the one that takes a teammate to coffee, goes on a walk, like just figures out, how can I help you? How can I serve you? How can I help you maybe avoid a path that I took to help you take one that might work out a little bit better? And I think, you know, she's been somebody that has that empathy and heart to just reaching out a helping hand to figure out how to get better together.
Now, Rachel, you're hoping, of course, that the season extends as far as it can go to the NCAA championships. I know for so many reasons, but mainly for this senior class. How special is that group?
They're awesome. I've been with them now. This is my 3rd season with them, and they've just led us so well in the gym, whether it's speaking up in huddles or leading by example or just being there when we need them. You know, they come in every day and they work their butts off, and then that pushes us to do the same thing, and they're raising the standard of excellence in and outside of the gym, and then they help us hold that standard, help hold us accountable to that. And they've really worked to help build our culture for this team this season, and it's something that we fall back on, and it's so important for us. So having them there as just our firm foundation has been so helpful and so powerful for the team.
Well, they get to compete again, once again, at Coleman Coliseum coming up later this week. We asked Coach Johnston about it a moment ago, but how much do you love competing in front of these great Crimson Tide fans?
I'm so excited to get the opportunity to compete again. I love competing in Coleman. We have the best fan base ever. It is so amazing. Every time we go out to compete, to see the support from the community, it blows my mind every time, and I see it every time. But I'm super grateful for the fans who continue to show up for us, continue to support us. And so the fact that we get to go out and give them one more performance is something that is just so exciting. And I cannot wait to be in Coleman Coliseum on Friday.
Coach, I'll leave the final question for Rachel to you.
Oh, the final question. Oh, my goodness.
Like the final word we used to do with Coach Saban and Coach DeBoer.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Rach, what do you want out of this Friday?
Ooh. This Friday, we talk a lot about it in practice, just staying hungry. Ash mentioned that, you know, we're trying to peak at the right time, and we are peaking at the right time, but that doesn't mean that we can just get complacent with where we are and be happy with where we are. We want to stay hungry. We want to keep pushing and just keep building and building and building. So I just want to see a team that's going out there, that's being competitive, that's being hungry, you know, having each other's backs, holding our standard high, and just competing with all we've got.
Well said. Well said.
Very well said. Let's have a round of applause for Rachel Rybicki. Rachel, thank you for your time. Best of luck this week. Roll Tide.
Thank you. Roll Tide.
Rachel Rybicki will stay with Coach Johnston for a moment, as well as Jamison Sears coming up in just a few moments as we continue on Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance, Auto, Home, Life, Business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. We'll be joined by Jamison Sears coming up next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
The Alabama Insider Podcast is the official podcast of Crimson Tide Athletics. Catch full episodes of Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show, Crimson Tide Rewind, Crimson Tide Today Daily Reports, plus full interviews from Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR. Download and subscribe to the Alabama Insider Podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and all podcast platforms. Roll Tide with the Alabama Insider Podcast. You can find all Crimson Tide Sports Network video content online on the CTSN YouTube page. It's the home of the live courtside cam, episodes of Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR, plus Hey Coach. Our YouTube shorts will deliver thrilling Alabama radio highlights, plus interview clips from Alabama student athletes and coaches that you can't miss. Subscribe to the Crimson Tide Sports Network on YouTube for the very latest on the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Crimson Tide fans, this season don't lose out on your home comfort. Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics and has been delivering the highest standards in home comfort across Birmingham for over 60 years. If you're looking for a great team and elite service from a quality company that cares, you can't miss with Brown in Birmingham. Score big this year with Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Visit brownheatingandcooling.com/specials to save on your next service. Roll Tide!
I was diagnosed with breast cancer last year and had chemo and radiation at DCH's Lewis and Faye Madison Cancer Center. I'm thankful for the support of my nurse Kate, my breast navigator Katrina, my doctors, and the whole staff. I have felt confident like I was the most important person there, before, during, and after. Tuscaloosa is blessed to have such an excellent team at the Madison Cancer Center.
Great things are happening at DCH.
1225 is your ultimate game day destination. Catch the game on one of their 35 big screen high-def TVs, combined with an extensive menu of mouth-watering food and refreshing drinks. Juicy burgers, crispy wings, craft beers, signature cocktails. 1225, where the energy is high, the screens are massive, and the excitement is contagious. Visit 1225 on the Strip in Tuscaloosa, less than 2 blocks from Bryan-Denny Stadium. 1225 Sports Bar, where sports, food, and fun collide.
Tired of being just another patient at your chain pharmacy?
Make the switch to Payless Drugs. With 5 convenient locations in Bessemer, Birmingham, Fairfield, Morris, and Springfield, our knowledgeable team can provide personalized medication reviews and supplement recommendations, deliver medications to your door, and more. Visit mypaylessdrugs.com to transfer today. We're just what the doctor ordered.
Roll Tide and welcome back to Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance, Auto, Home, Life, Business. Alfa Insurance covers it all. AlfaInsurance.com. Tonight's next question and our next guest brought to you by Alabama 811 to help you prevent injuries, outages, and loss of life. Call 811 or visit AL811.com before you dig. It is free, it is simple, and it's the law. Of course, Roger Hoover and Coach Johnston now pleased to be joined by Alabama Gymnastics, Jamison Sears. Roll Tide, Jamison.
Roll Tide.
Certainly glad to have you here. And, Coach, I'll let you make the introduction for Miss Sears.
Oh, I've been waiting all night for this. Jamison Sears. I've actually known Jamison for a long time now. We didn't, know each other, but prior to coaching in college, I coached at, the developmental elite level, where Jamison was an up-and-comer hotshot, one of the best, and I can remember showing up at camps once a month, watching her tumble, vault, all these things, and I was like, I have never seen a more talented gymnast in my life. She was amazing and just kind of floated through the air and just made things look so effortless, and was just always amazed. And so when I got this opportunity and I knew Jamison was committed, I was like, let's go. This is awesome. And knew her former coach, just had, a good connection built there. And honestly, it's just been a really cool journey, because I think what so many people see about Jamison is her magnetic personality, just how she lights up a room every time she walks in, whether it's an arena, the practice gym, 6 a.m.s. It doesn't matter. She's coming in strong with just lighting up the room, making people smile. But I think what so many people don't see is that it's really been a transformation of Jame learning to love the sport again. And I think a lot of gymnasts experience this, but it's really been her love for the team, I think, that has ignited her love for the sport again. And we joke all the time about what a process it's been to love beam, which happens to be the event that I coach more often than the other events. And it's been a process to learn to love beam. And I think we're almost there. I won't put her on the record for that one yet. But it's been a journey, and I'm really thankful that Jame has really bought in and been such a team player and had a really amazing attitude along the way.
Well, Jamison, what makes Coach Johnston and this coaching staff the right coaches for you here at Alabama?
I think these coaches are just willing to hear us out and work with us. It's not very much like them telling you what to do. We're a team and we do it together. We figure things out together. It's not they just give you orders and you do that. So I really enjoy that.
Coach, what have you liked most about her gymnastics this year?
I think what I love most is that she's actually able to do the gymnastics right now. I mean, not many people know, but she has faced just so many different setbacks that have been really, really hard. And most people would never be competing if they had faced what Jamison has faced over the past year, and has gone through some really tough injuries and has overcome them, and just been back in the gym doing the work to figure out a way to help her team. And again, I go back to what a team player she is. And we've had a couple different situations where she was ready to go on an event, and then last minute we maybe decided to put somebody else in. And it's so refreshing as a coach to be able to have that conversation with an athlete, and the athlete's like, okay, I understand, team first. And Jamison has been one of those people, and it's just that sets such a standard for how our team wants to operate, how our culture operates. And again, I think a lot of people don't know that about her, which is why I really want to highlight it, because you see Jamison perform lights out. She seems like she's center stage, and she absolutely commands the room when it's her time to shine. But she really is the biggest hype girl for her teammates, wants to see them be so successful out there. Like what Coach Murph says, it's Mudita. I think you really embody Mudita when you see your teammates out there. And I just think that's a really special and a really rare quality.
Well, Jamison, my final question for you will be just this week, regionals here in Tuscaloosa. How excited are you to perform again in front of our fans?
I'm really excited to have postseason meet at home. That's something new for me. I'm really excited just to get back out there and show Coleman one last time what we're about.
Certainly like that. So that's my last question. How about for Coach?
Oh, man. Last question, Jamison. I'm going to ask you the same thing that I asked Rach, which is just really, what do you want on Friday? What do you want for our team on Friday?
Kind of going off what Rachel said, I think just staying hungry. There's a job to be done, and I just want to show everybody what we're about.
Certainly like that. Well, Jamison, Sears, Coach Johnston, thank you for all the time you've given us talking Alabama gymnastics. Cannot wait to be in Coleman coming up later this week, but thank you for your time. Roll Tide.
Thank you so much. Roll Tide.
Jamison Sears and the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Ashley Johnston. We appreciate their time with us here tonight at Baumhower's in Tuscaloosa. Coming up next, we'll talk some men's basketball. Bryan Passink will join us over the phone to detail Alabama's run to the Elite Eight. That's coming up next here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Don't stop planning for your future. Don't stop investing in your kids' education. Don't stop dreaming of that new home. And don't stop growing your business. Whatever you're passionate or dreaming about, don't stop. Because when you have a bank you can trust, you have the confidence to take on tomorrow. Speak with a Trustmark associate today for advice on achieving your goals. Trustmark. People you trust, advice that works. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You know that feeling when you're doing what you love? You're in the zone, truly and fully alive, lost in thought. You know what you're not thinking about? Insurance. That's where Alfa comes in. Alfa handles all things insurance, so you're free to do anything. So get out there and live your best life. Whatever your thing is, we've got you covered. That's life with Alfa Insurance. Visit alfainsurance.com to learn more.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Preserving, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood offers top-notch pressure-treated wood for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. When it comes to quality, we're on the winning team. Visit your local Everwood dealer today and discover the difference for yourself. Everwood Preserving Incorporated, the official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Sears kicks it over to Phylon. Left side, three, bottom. First three of the game was made by LeBaron, and he does the same in half number 2. And Bama is to within 6 with 19 minutes to play in the second half.
Chris Stewart on the call of Alabama's run in the NCAA tournament. Get game ready by shopping at Alumni Hall, your ultimate Crimson Tide shopping experience. Shop Nike for all of your officially licensed Bama gear. Make sure you head to Alumni Hall, Midtown Village, or you can shop online at alumnihall.com. Receive $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Check them all out at Alumni Hall. Time to talk some men's basketball to round out the show. Now we're pleased to be joined by our color analyst on the network and an outstanding Crimson Tide player in his own right, Bryan Passink, who joins us over the phone. Bryan, we're missing you tonight here in Tuscaloosa at Baumhower's, but Roll Tide, sir. How nice is it to be home? I know not quite the ending you wanted in Newark, but it's good to have you home in sweet home Alabama. Roll Tide, Bryan.
Roll Tide, Roger, and everybody there. Wish I was there, but happy to be on with you. It was another great run. I hate that it came to an end. It's always tough to end the season, but to get to back-to-back Elite Eights for the first time in program history, really an amazing accomplishment. It was an awesome year, and these players and coaches have a lot to be proud of. And, we've been saying it for the last several years, and this year kind of, I don't know, it enhances or confirms it, that Alabama basketball has become a national power, not going anywhere anytime soon. And although I am a little worn out from the travels, I can't wait for next year. It should be a lot of fun when we do it again, starting in the fall.
Absolutely. And for this team, I mean, it was such an interesting season. The non-conference schedule, once again, seemed like it got Alabama prepared, facing a talented team like Houston that makes its way to the Final Four. I mean, Nate Oates, how does he get his group ready for conference play? And this was the year, Bryan, we saw the Southeastern Conference be better than it ever has been before.
Yeah, I think Alabama under Nate Oates has had the nation's toughest schedule, I believe 3 out of the last 4 years. And this year, number one again, but it was probably the toughest schedule in Alabama basketball history, because the non-conference has always been difficult under Nate Oates in scheduling the best. You mentioned the Houston game, going on the road and playing Purdue, on the road at North Carolina, Creighton, Oregon. I mean, you just go on and on. It's too many to name in the non-conference. And then the SEC is the best conference in the country and probably the best conference in the history of college basketball. And just an amazing conference. And Alabama had a great year. And I think the conference or the non-conference schedule prepares you for the conference. And it's a big reason why Alabama did so well in the SEC, got a top 4 seed in Nashville, which was not the ultimate goal, but still something to be very proud of. And then to make a run in the NCAA tournament, getting to the Elite Eight before running into a great Duke team is something that a lot of colleges and a lot of top basketball programs around the country would love to accomplish and haven't. Alabama has done that 4 of the last 5 years, been in the Sweet 16, 2 Elite Eights in a row, the Final Four last year, multiple championships in the last 4 or 5 years in the SEC regular season and tournament title. When you just go down the laundry list of accomplishments of Alabama basketball in recent years, it really is amazing and something that we should all be very proud of.
It's really hard to say goodbye to all of these seniors that have worn crimson the last few years, but especially Mark Sears. Just put in perspective where his place is in Alabama basketball history.
Yeah, it's a great question because Mark's accomplishments are unparalleled. I mean, I don't know that anybody has had a better college career than Mark Sears. When you look at his individual accomplishments, his numbers, the team success, second leading scorer in program history, leading the team to the Final Four and the championships. He was amazing over the course of his 3-year Alabama career. And for a guy from Muscle Shoals, Alabama, to come in and be on the Mount Rushmore of Alabama basketball players, I think we could all agree on that. He's one of the greatest, if not the all-time greatest. He is one of the greatest for sure in Alabama basketball history. And just amazing what he has been able to do. And as the game was winding down the other night in Newark and realizing you're not going to see number one in crimson and white anymore is tough. I mean, he has meant so much to this program. And I think with what Mark and the other seniors have accomplished, their legacy will live on because guys want to play like Mark Sears. You have some of the best high school players in the country and some of the best college players in the portal that see what he and his teammates have done from an individual and team standpoint, and they want to be a part of it. So guys like Mark Sears are a big reason, not only the success that they had on the court, but I think the future success is built on players like that.
Only have a few minutes left, but my final question will be kind of along the lines of what you just talked about, thinking about the future for this program. What's the next priority for Nate Oates and the staff to build the roster towards next season for hopefully another long run in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, listen, I mean, roster turnover this time of year is the norm in college athletics. It's the Norman College basketball. And there's going to be some great players that are on this roster return and some leave, and that's just the nature of where we are in college sports. But I know this, with the success of Alabama in the tournament and the regular season and becoming a national power, there are a bunch of great players that want to be a part of it. And these coaches, they're not doing a lot of resting and relaxing and sleeping because they're recruiting right now and getting in front of and talking to some of the best players in the country. And I have no doubt that the roster is going to look good. We don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but I think we should all have a lot of confidence in Nate Oates and his staff that he is going to put out another great team next year, and I can't wait for it. But between now and then, a whole lot of work is going to be done by the staff, and then once the team gets on the floor, they'll get a little rest, and these guys are competitors, the ones that are going to be back. They want to get in the gym, get in the weight room, and get better and become better players. So I'm excited about the future of this program, and Alabama basketball isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, Bryan, we look forward to the future of Alabama basketball under Nate Oates. And I just got to say, for Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, I know those guys miss you a lot. Not seeing you today was definitely different than what you've gone through the last couple of weeks from Cleveland to New Jersey. But a tremendous run by you and Chris, Tom, calling all the games again this year. Certainly enjoyed it. Can't wait to visit with you again. Roll Tide. Thank you for your time.
Well, thank you, Roger. We had a great time. It was a great year, and getting to do it with great friends just makes it even better. So I appreciate it.
That's Bryan Passink, of course, our great color analyst for Alabama men's basketball here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Hey, Coach is presented by Alfa Insurance. When we come back, we'll tell you what's coming up here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. A busy few days still ahead. Softball and baseball. We'll preview all of that when we come back for our final segment in just a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey Bama fans, this is Roger Hoover. Each Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, join us live for Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. This live streaming talk show features the latest on Alabama athletics with exclusive conversations with Tide student athletes, coaches, and media members giving their perspective on the Crimson Tide. You can watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X, with all conversations archived as well on the Alabama Insider podcast. Roll Tide with Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. Each Monday night, join us for Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Live at 6 p.m. Central from Baumhower's Victory Grille in Tuscaloosa. We'll talk Alabama athletics with Tide coaches and players, plus take your calls. Hey Coach is available to listen to across our radio network, the Varsity Network app, as well as a video stream on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN. Hey Coach, Mondays at 6 p.m. on the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
Are you tired of dealing with multiple bills for your hospital's telecommunication needs? Say goodbye to the hassle with Prestige HealthNet. We use our own money to resolve all your issues, delivering superior internet, cybersecurity, phones, TVs, and more. Plus, enjoy the convenience of a single monthly bill without any upfront expenses. Simplify your hospital's IT infrastructure with Prestige HealthNet. Visit our website, prestigehealthnet.com, or call us at 251-517-4411 to learn more.
Guthrie's Golden Fried Chicken Fingers, an Alabama tailgate tradition. Founded in Haleyville, Alabama in 1965, Guthrie's has been a Bama fan favorite for years. From your hometown to college towns all around, Guthrie's is still serving the family's original Southern fried chicken recipe just like always, fresh, hot, and fast. Make Guthrie's Golden Fried Chicken Fingers the MVP of your next tailgate. Guthrie's, America's original chicken finger restaurant and now an official partner of the Alabama Crimson Tide. For franchise information, visit Guthrie'sChicken.com.
Get deals on a new Toyota that feel like... Visit your local Toyota dealer for the Ready, Set, Go event. Get 1.99% APR for 36 months on a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma Hybrid. Offer valid through March 31st, 2025. Zero down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $28.64 monthly payment for every $1,000 finance. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
Sports bring us together. The sickness can keep us apart. Don't miss out on what matters most. Vaccines help keep you in the stands while we are on the court. Staying up to date on your vaccines, including for respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game, protecting yourself and those around you. Be here, be healthy. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM for more information.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Founded in Haleyville, Alabama in 1965 by Hal and Melissa Guthrie, Guthrie's was America's first chicken finger restaurant. Guthrie still uses the family's original Southern fried chicken recipe in every chicken finger they serve. Fresh, hot, and fast. Guthrie's Golden Fried Chicken Fingers has been Alabama owned and operated since 1965, and Guthrie's is still growing strong. Come see us soon. Guthrie's, America's original chicken finger restaurant and an official partner of the Alabama Crimson Tide. For franchise information, visit Guthrie'sChicken.com.
What's up next for Bama? We are, of course, getting into the part of the schedule where here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network, it is all baseball and softball at this point. Coming up, Alabama softball fresh off a series win over the weekend against Georgia. It'll be the Crimson Tide softball team taking on Alabama State tomorrow at 4 p.m. and then Samford at 6 p.m., while the baseball team will be home as well coming up against Samford tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the Joe. So we'll have full radio coverage coming up for you for those midweek contests again. The softball doubleheader, Alabama State at 4, Samford at 6. Baseball team also against Samford at 6 from Sewell Thomas Stadium. Tickets available at RolledTide.com, and we'll have full coverage, of course, here on the network. Then coming up this weekend, make sure you join us for Crimson Tide Baseball, a critical series coming up for Alabama as the Crimson Tide will take on the Auburn Tigers down on the plains at Plainsman Park. Night games on Friday and Saturday before Sunday's day game will round out that 3-game series, critical series between Alabama and Auburn before the Crimson Tide return home the upcoming weekend, a-day weekend, and Alabama baseball will be hosting Mississippi State while softball will host Oklahoma. If you missed any portion of tonight's show, you can always catch it on demand on our Alabama Insider podcast. Download and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. I have to say, special thank you to all of our guests. First of all, Bryan Passink, who joined us a moment ago, detailing Alabama's run to the Elite Eight. We thank Bryan for all of his excellent work here as our color analyst on the Crimson Tide Sports Network this season. Then a huge thank you as well to Ashley Johnston, the head coach of Alabama Gymnastics, and then outstanding junior in Rachel Rybicki, sophomore in Jamison Sears, two terrific young ladies that got joined Coach Johnston here on stage, and we had a lot of fun getting to hear their stories, their perspective on what it's like competing for Alabama. And again, best of luck to the Crimson Tide coming up Friday at 1 o'clock, starting its run in the NCAA Regionals. Hopefully a great year ahead in postseason for Coach Johnston and the Alabama Crimson Tide. So that does it for tonight's Hey Coach, presented by Alfa Insurance. Good night from Baumhower's Victory Grill. Special thanks to Ethan Carabin, Tom's Type here with us at Baumhower's, Austin Wolkin back at our Learfield studios, along with our guests, Ashley Johnston, Jamison Sears, Rachel Rybicki, and Bryan Passink. This has been Roger Hoover filling in for Chris Stewart, saying thank you for listening. Good night from Tuscaloosa, and Roll Tide.